This is Scott the Fixes Guy. Today we're looking at the Bosch heating element from the Bosch dryer and talking about some of the things that can go wrong and some of the things to know about the heating element. This is the heating element off of the Bosch dryer, and here we see the honeycomb section of the element itself. And it's good to keep this really clean, maybe go through with a brush or some compressed air to clean out any lint. If these metal sections ever touch the case, it'll short out the system and the heater will be on constantly. It'll eventually overheat, and it's rare, but if there's some reason that this metal frame or case gets pushed in and makes contact with the element, you can see that it's pretty close. That would make it short out, and it'll make this guy overheat, and it'll trip. So this is the temperature sensor. Here's what it looks like from the other side, and it goes through these wires, and those wires go through the firewall, through the back of the dryer, into and up near the upper left-hand corner if you're looking at it from the back where it plugs in. It's a modular plug, so you can get this whole dryer assembly, and this is another one of the high limits. So if your heater isn't working, it could be that this one is tripped or that this one is tripped, and it's unlikely that the element itself has a break in it, but it could be. And if your element is hot all the time or overheating, it's possible that these metal pieces of the element are touching the frame and shorting it out. You can see that if something were pressing in on the frame, that might cause that to happen. So a couple of symptoms you may have with your Bosch heater would be either no heat, which is probably one of these guys tripped, either that one or that one. And if it's heating all the time, it could be that an overheating, it could be that the element is touching the frame. Here's the back side of it. If one of these does trip, it's best to replace it. If you don't have an ability to replace it, if you take it out just by itself and you smack it down really hard face first on a very hard surface like concrete several times, you may notice then that when you put your continuity tester that it works again, and then it should work inside your dryer. You just have to figure out like what made it overheat. Usually it means that the dryer vent tube is all clogged. Same with this one. You can take it out and reset it just by grabbing it and smacking it down really hard on the concrete. But then again, you have to figure out why did it trip. And most always, again, it's just a vent tube that is clogged, or on the Bosch dryer, it could be that the lint screen is so fine, such a fine mesh, that it's actually a little bit dirty. When you clean it, it should be so clean that it looks like bright white, like a white stocking. If it's a little bit gray, that means that it's still dirty. Thanks so much for watching, and please subscribe when you get a chance.